Spirit has chosen the Four Corners spread for your general monthly reading, which lays a nice, diverse groundwork where we will be looking into the four main areas of interest that people commonly ask about in tarot: the work corner, the financial money corner, the health corner, and the ever-popular love corner. We are going to take a stroll through all four to see what Spirit wants to discuss about your month. And that is what we're going to do today. Welcome in, Scorpio. So good to have you here. My name is Scott Sagent, and I'm ready to do your Four Corners spread for March 2024. We're going to get started actually with the love corner first. That's everybody's favorite. We're going to do it first. I usually save it for last and tease you guys. We're just going to rip that Band-Aid right off. Now, the first thing they're talking about here for your love corner. First of all, your love corner is a huge place. It's not just your love in relationships. What if you're single? Your love corner is pretty much this right here, your heart. Anybody close to your heart can come in on here. Now, the first thing they're talking about is quick change. It is my Tower card. It comes in as breakup, makeup, shakeup, energy, coming in with the family, coming in with the love dynamic of some form, okay? It's not going to hit everybody the same way in a general reading, but there's fast change going on here. The Tower card represents the bringing down of the old tower, so you can build the new tower better, build it differently, something like that. So it's not necessarily bad. A lot of readers view that as a bad thing. I don't. I view it as an opportunity to do something better, do something different in your love corner, your close bubble circle. Now what they show next is the Judgment card. So there's talking about a decision that has been made, and a lot of you Scorpios are telling me have already made a major decision with something of your family or your loved ones or your relationship partner or some kind of major decision that you guys have come together on. And that's just fine. It's actually looking into the work corner, so it makes me feel like it's a work decision, but we'll get there when we get there. The next thing they show here is in the love corner, the family corner, keep an eye on the fact that they show you having a potential here, a possibility of getting a little bit bored, a little discontent, a little bit of boredom going on here, a little mundane. Okay, so we just want to spice things up, keep things fresh, keep things new, and regardless of where you're at. If you're coupled up in a relationship, that advice definitely hits. You know, it's like spice, adding a spice to a dish. You want to add just the right amount of spice. You don't want to dump the whole thing in there. Too much spice kills the dish, but not enough spice at all makes it bland, makes it boring, makes it discontent, right? So anyway, that's the idea of what we got going on here. So you want to add a little spice to the family corner. Maybe do something out of the ordinary, do something fun, get out and go, have some fun, whatever that is for you. Now they bring in prioritize as your angel oracle card. It's Archangel Metatron. He brings up focus on your highest priorities here. I'll help you get motivated and organized. So not only do you have help, but they're bringing up the word prioritize. You need to focus here on what you're trying to do, okay? Whether it's you're just focused on raising a family, make that your focus. That's what you need to do in March. Don't worry about work and everything else and health and everything. This is just what you need to focus on. If you are single and you really want a relationship, that is what you need to prioritize. You need to focus on that and change things around. We don't want that boredom, ho-hum energy going on in here. We want to prioritize changing that. And that can be what that shakeup is, that fast change. It's just like one day you're like, okay, well, I don't want to be single anymore, so I'm going to start meeting new people. That happens in an instant once you actually decide it. So snap that finger, get it going. Whatever you're trying to do, prioritize your family in the best way your highest version of yourself can do. Good love corner there for Scorpio. Let's move down. Now we get into health. And this is where I need to tell you guys because this is extremely specific. For a general reading, this is almost impossible. So that's why I'm giving you this disclaimer right now that this is a general reading. What we're doing here is we're reading for all of the Scorpio bubble energy. And of course, not all of you are the same. You're all very different. Lots of different moving parts, and that's great. But at the end of the day, the bubble energy doesn't beat a personal private reading, not even close. I offer a wide variety of those services from small all the way up to full service on my website, scottsagent.com. A little something for everybody on there, and those readings are all personalized to you. It is away from all your Scorpio friends. And I've seen a major difference in the people that I read for. My clients that keep coming back time after time, I recommend getting a reading about every 6 months to kind of get a new, fresh perspective on things. A lot of stuff changes with your changes, and that is why we need to do a little refresher. But anyway, I've seen such a difference in the people I read for because they are planned. They have the planning and the preparation tools from tarot, and everybody struggles in life. Nobody lives a perfect life. Nobody has a perfect year, a perfect month. We might have a perfect day once in a while, but that's about it, right? So the difference is that they are armed with the ammunition to deal with the circumstances that are not in their favor. And they are just a little bit more equipped to deal with whatever comes their way. Because of planning and preparation, that is the best part of tarot. And I hope you treat yourself to a personal private reading and see the difference it makes in your life, just like my great clients have. And that is why almost everybody comes back as repeat readers. Well, I'm the reader, but you know what I mean. Repeat readings, I guess I should say. So anyway, let's get into this health corner, which is so specific. So this is probably, disclaimer, it's just probably for one person. Spirit has just seen this as a major opportunity to talk to a Scorpio who's in close proximity to somebody young. They bring in a younger person with my page inverted. So this is a young person who is struggling. Now, how young is young? In tarot, it's hard to pinpoint. Very hard. But this is somebody usually a generation gap apart, younger. It makes me feel like it is going down. It could go up the other way, like older. Like if you're middle-aged, this could be your elder parent that they're talking about, because that is a generation gap too. But this just feels like this is the younger point. It's the younger direction, and that is what they're pushing here. So anyway, this younger person is really struggling with their health. Okay, maybe they're making bad decisions. Maybe they're into drugs, really heavy smoking, vaping. I'm not sure what, but they're struggling here. They're upside down. It shows that, and they're making really bad decisions, and it's really affecting their physical health too, is what I'm seeing. And maybe they don't even realize it, but you might realize it. So if this message really resonates with you, it really drives it home for you, Spirit's bringing this up because you can do something about this. So you have the power to help somebody out here in a big way. And of course, that's not for everybody, but I would encourage whoever that is, help this younger person, get them steered on the right track here, get them pointed in the right direction. Let's get into some work and some finance, guys. I like to read these together. We're actually going to wrap up at work. Work's a big one. Finance, a little simpler. Finance is going to tie in directly to work. Of course, it does that for almost everybody because that's where we get our finances from. But they show your finances here in March launching into a new chapter. It also is energy that is like long distance energy. So maybe some of you are spending money on a trip, something that would be long distance, or you're moving money like far places between accounts or investments, something like that, that would be construed with distance. They show that it's just a push and pull, little just drama stuff in March. No big deal financially, just a little bit of give and take, spending money here, getting money here, normal, everyday, it's kind of small energy. But we have that new chapter coming in, which is very exciting for a lot of my excellent Scorpios there financially. And when we get into work, you guys were this close to getting the golden Scorpios all over the screen. We have the Sun card here. Unfortunately, it is a blocked Sun card, so that energy is still good. It is just something's in the way of it just shining right through. So what is going on in your work corner? First of all, work corner is such a big place in everybody's life. You really got to pinpoint what is going on with yours, because work, business, enterprise, area of study, collegiate courses, retirement, if you're of that age, entrepreneurship, the JOB for most people, but also hobbies and interests and learning new things. All that falls into this. So that's what they're talking about here with something is in the way of what you're trying to do there. So let's get that out of the way. Let's pretend that we are the wind of Mother Earth and we are just pushing that cloud out of that way so we can get that blue sky and that sunlight direct on what we're trying to do with work. They talk about peace with my Oracle Angel card. Gonna come back to that. Hang on to that thought for 1 second, because the next thing I have here is Queen. Queen upside down of cups. Nurturing of the family. This, when you get this turned around, it's going to help the family dynamic so much. So this is not just leaning on you. This is on other people too. This is not just your work corner directly. This affects beyond your bubble. Okay, maybe just an extended bubble or something like that. So it's a push toward the family corner coming up under work. So they're saying, don't just think of yourself here. Think of everybody else who shares your space. The next thing they show here is the Hanged Man card. That's what happens if the Sun card doesn't get launched. Okay, things get hung up. Things keep taking longer. We have delays coming. We don't want that. We want that sun to come out. We want to blow those clouds out of the sun's way, right? To find that peace. That peace where it says peace comes from remembering that only love is real. I pay the most attention to peace and finding that peace, that contentment, that wholeness. And that is what they're trying to get you to do here. So what do you have to do is, well, we've already been telling you. You got to get the clouds out of the way. Whatever is hindering you from whatever you're trying to do with work, it's maybe just one thing. For a lot of people, I feel like you guys are very close here, and you just got to get to that last little step. We have that gold energy just waiting for you, and it's going to affect the family. It's going to benefit everybody, and more than anything else, you're going to find peace from doing so. So I'd encourage you guys to push the work corner hard in March. Excellent time to tell you the runestone too, because the runestone is the self. The self. It's kind of like a sideways hourglass with little sticks on it. So anyway, the self is a focus to worry about you right now. It's actually time for Scorpio to be a little selfish in a good way. You got to make sure that you're taken care of so everybody else can be taken care of. It's just like a battery charger, let's say an external charger. Well, if that charger is depleted, it is not going to charge your laptop. It's not going to charge your cell phone. It's not going to do anything. It's useless. And that is like you if you're out of energy. So you got to take care of yourself first. So whatever that is for you, make sure you're catering to yourself in March. Great time to do it. Spoil yourself a little bit. Do a little something extra for yourself. Treat yourself. Oracle Angel card. This is something I forgot to do for you guys here last month, and I do apologize for that. And I'm not picking on Scorpio because I forgot to do it for everybody. But here we go. Your Oracle Angel card. We're doing one of these for every sign for all of 2024 except for last month. You got victory, guys. It says in the card that your prayers have been heard and answered. Have faith. So it's saying that things are good. Good things are coming. It's on the way. It may not be here in March. It may not be here in the first half of March. Maybe later in March. Maybe April. But things are moving good here. We just got to get some things out of your way. Unclutter your path a little bit. And you guys are in excellent shape here. I really like the way the reading looks. A lot of power being placed back into your palms, your hands. What are you guys going to do with it in March? Well, we're about to find out, aren't we? So there's your runestone. There is your angel protection. Now we're going to get into some moon cycles. So we have a super new moon coming in March. It is actually the best time to bring new things into your life. If you're trying to attract a new love, we talked about that as a possibility up there. You're trying to do something new with health, something new financial, or something brand new with work. Okay, the best time to bring it into your life is March. We're going to talk about that during the new moon, and we're going to go to that right now and wrap up after that with your homily, which is a little spiritual pep talk done by me. I hope you enjoy it. Okay guys, it is moon cycles forecast time. Let's talk about these lunar energies that are all around us anyways, so we can use it to our benefit, implement some positive change into your month. Well, the first thing you need to understand is whether these energies are coming in or going out. Just like the tides, the moon has control of that. In the same way, you can use it too. The first thing that hits chronologically this month is the new moon. You're going to see all the text information on your screen, any rare occurrences, as well as the date. Now, this is a target date for the new moon. It doesn't have to be done on this date, guys. I really like to bracket a few days before and a few days after to get a very powerful week where you can bring new things into your life and really manifest. If it is NEW, it's not there before, brand new, this is the best time to bring it into your life. Something new financially, maybe something new with work, new love, new health. It doesn't matter what it is. If it's new, this is the best time of the month to work on these things, really help bring it in. Adversely, the full moon, the opposite energy, the energy going out, hits on this date on your screen. And of course, the same rules apply. It doesn't have to be done on this date. We're talking about a week window, a few days on each side of it here. When this energy is very strong going out, and the energy going out is the best time to get things out of your life that don't belong there or that you don't want there. Something that's got control of you or hold of you that you don't want. Maybe something like a bad habit, maybe emotional baggage, a bill that's got to go. That would be something financially, maybe something with health, maybe an eating habit that's got to go. It doesn't matter if it's got to go. The full moon is your best bet to get this change to stick. If any of this has confused you, I've put together a moon cycle cheat sheet. I do it every single month. It is free. It is on the website, guys. You can check it out very easily. It is a little graphic illustration, a tool that you can use so you can kind of see these changes moving in and moving out, so you can align things in your month to it to really get them to stick, implement some great positive changes. Now let's get into your homily. Welcome into your homily for March 2024. Today we're going to be talking about an experiment with rats. This little guy here is going to help give us an example of hope and how important it is for humans to also have hope. So this experiment we're talking about was done at, I think about 1954, at least in the 1950s, from Dr. Kurt Richter. He's a Harvard grad. He is a scientist at Johns Hopkins, and what he studied, what the experiment began with at least, was he wanted to see how long lab rats would last, who are very strong swimmers, by the way, in a bucket of water. So how long they could tread water for until they basically could not do it anymore and passed away. And by today's standards, this would be a cruel experiment. But in the 50s, a very different world back then. And this teaches us a very important lesson. So I'm almost glad that he did this for the sake of humanity learning how important this is. So what he did was he gauged that it was about 15 minutes on average, how long the lab rats would last for. And he didn't understand why that was, because rats are very strong swimmers. They can swim. They're documented in science for swimming across large lakes, rivers, all kinds of things that take longer than 15 minutes. So the results weren't matching the real world, the reality of things. And he didn't understand why. So he set out to figure out why, because he started to realize that he thought they were giving up hope. It wasn't about that they couldn't last any longer. He thought that they decided that there was just no way out, no escape. And they literally just gave up, they surrendered. And in which case was their lives. So what he did was he gauged this by testing it, by doing the same experiment, except what changed was when he observed that they were giving up hope, when they were about to just take their last breath and go under the water, he picked them up, he saved them, he brought them up, he corralled them he warmed them back up, made sure that they're breathing again, and back to normal. I don't know how long of a process that was, if it was a few minutes or 10 minutes or an hour, I'm not sure what. But once he felt that they were good again, he put them back in that same bucket of water. Nothing else has changed. So what do you think happened? We would expect maybe they're going to last another 15 minutes because that's what they did before. Or maybe they're going to last less because they're a little tired, right, from running around before. But that was not the results, not at all. The results would blow your mind. These results were hours later, not just 15 minutes. In fact, some of these rats swam for 60 hours the second time in the bucket. The only difference is having been saved, having that little glimmer of hope that there is something to aim for here and that you can pull yourself out here. And even though the rat wasn't pulling himself out, he didn't know what was going on. But he did have hope implanted in him from being saved. And that savior mechanism gave him hope to persevere and to keep going. And this was copied over many rats. And it wasn't just one rat who's a marathon swimmer who just could go 60 hours. This was many rats who just kicked the butt of the 15-minute time window, the second go of it, by about 240 times over. So this is a glimmering beacon of hope for humanity, that this is what you can accomplish in your future by having a little bit of hope, by persevering, doing things a little bit longer than you naturally would, by knowing that things are going to change, things are going to improve, things are going to get better. So the question I propose to you is how much longer you can swim for, how much longer you can persevere for, how much harder you would work at this if you knew that you were just this close to getting out of it. If the rat can do it, you certainly can do it. So that is just the power. It's not just the power of positive thinking, because it's beyond that. It's something much more intrinsic, much more spiritual, much deeper. And that is the lesson that this rat teaches us. That's why I wanted to share this experiment with you. It's very interesting to me, very intriguing, and also very profound, because I think this is something that we can all do with proof of how positive the outcomes can be in our lives. So I hope you guys have enjoyed your homily. Hope you've enjoyed the reading as well. I hope you can implement it in March. Hope you have an excellent March. I know you will.
So I guess the fortune teller's right.